Okay, so we're going to try this again. I think Spreaker just totally froze out on me. So we're going to give it a second shot with a part 2. And hopefully it'll work this time.
Is it over yet?
Completely over.
You have been exposed to the Chris Top program.
Yeah, okay, are we done? I really got to get a life. Totally didn't mean to play my outro there, because the show's not over. I don't know why I did that. There were other things that I had to play, and I don't know why I did that. But anyway, I was talking about people getting drunk on airplanes, in case you guys missed this stuff. And did you miss the William Shatner story? He actually sent a text to somebody in outer space, and there was, I don't know. See, I've already talked about it once, and I feel ridiculous about talking about it again, but I don't know what you guys heard and what you didn't hear. But anyway, there was a captain who was hammered, and luckily there were some agents that actually smelled him, so they stopped him from flying the plane. It was a plane, an American Eagle flight that was actually going to New York. I mean, it's silly enough when people decide to drink and drive, but when you're going to fly this big-ass airplane, why on earth would you get liquored up before you fly over the ocean? See, that would scare me to death. It would. I mean, I don't even know that I don't know. Well, yeah, I guess I'd drink coffee if I was sleepy. I couldn't be a pilot. That's just way too much stress for me. But how stupid are you to drink before you fly a plane? I just don't understand. Now on the same note, and you tell me now on my Facebook page, if you guys go take a look at that, you'll see a guy that's duct taped in an airplane, and this is what happens to you in Iceland. And I don't know if that's duct tape or not, but I guess since he's drunk, it's strong enough to hold him, whatever it is. See, duct tape could hold a perfectly sober man, but I don't guess they need to use the real stuff for somebody if they're drunk. But if you're going to get on a plane, leaving, I guess, or going to Iceland, and you're going to be drunk, then you're going to get taped to the chair and gagged. And I don't think this was too harsh. Now, there's another story, and you tell me which one's more appropriate. And go to my Facebook page and check out the picture. It's ridiculous. But the guy, he was drunk, and he was restrained, I guess, by, I don't know who did. Well, I guess the stewardesses could do it. I mean, if the guy's just totally drunk, then they could easily tape him to the chair. What was he doing to get them to tape him to the chair like that? I mean, he's gagged, his hands are tied, his ankles, everything. It's all strapped down. And I think it's beautiful. I really do. Now, there's another story. What is it with people in airplanes and getting drunk? Now, there were a couple of women, and see, the British would never do this. Now, those Iceland people, they're tough people. But the Brits, I guess they're too proper. There were two women that were behaving very badly, and they were intoxicated. And they actually forced the landing of the plane. See, the Iceland people were like, we're not going to land the plane. Just duct tape the guy, and we'll get to where we're going. See, I think they handled that very well, and they saved a lot of money. They just spent a little cash on the tape, as opposed to having to land the plane and delays and things like that. They just tied the guy up. See, they would have gotten sued here, but you can get away with it over there. According to reports, the pair swore at children. My question is, did they deserve it? They threatened the family of a flight attendant, and they smoked in the bathroom during the flight from London. They also reportedly demanded to meet the captain, and they marched toward the cockpit. See, why didn't these women get taped down? See, the Brits need to take some notes from the Iceland people. I don't understand. It would have saved so much money and time if they would have just done that. I mean, really. So you guys missed everything, and Brent says he loves being taped to chairs and gagged. I'm not even gonna dive into that one. That's just ridiculous, Brent. This is just totally ridiculous. Moving right along. This is just stupid. Okay. Tell me if this is a good idea or a bad idea. There was a newspaper that published the addresses to all of the gun owners of the neighborhood. Yeah. Think about that for a second. Now, who is that valuable information for? Burglars, maybe? Like if you want to rob somebody? I mean, think about how stupid that is. The Journal News in upstate New York published the home addresses of gun owners in its readership area. Outrage. Of course people were outraged. Think about... All right. Some reform burglars have stepped forward to say the paper has made criminals' jobs much easier. That is just stupid. And burglars were actually divided between saying this. They could actually target guns they want to steal, because I guess it probably gives the type of gun and the address. Yeah, come and get me. Just watch my house for a while. Like, make sure you know when I'm gone, and then you know that I've got the gun in the house somewhere. Probably in the gun safe. Maybe under the bed. Maybe in a drawer somewhere, but you know it's here. And then, of course, there's the other side where they could actually pick the undefended homes to rob. Oh, no need to wait for me to leave. I don't have a gun. I don't. I have a frying pan in the kitchen. If I can get to that before you get to me with your gun, then we're going to be fine. Ridiculous. Why on earth would they post that information? And who gave them the right to post that information? Think about it. Just think about it. See, I don't think I can ever get surprised, and then I do. I continually get surprised all the time. Paula Dean's back in the news, and no, she didn't make fried mayonnaise balls. She shocked absolutely no one when it was revealed her assumably 100% farm-fresh dairy butter diet had led her straight to the path of full-blown diabetes. But she still loves fried chicken. But now she's actually surprising and tantalizing us because she's lost some weight. Now, the celebrity chef has dropped 36 pounds, and she intends on dropping 12 to 15 more. And she actually credits her weight loss to normal-sized portions, which I'm assuming doesn't include 3 platefuls of mayonnaise. She's avoiding breads, and she's going on a Brussels sprouts kick. And I'm thinking maybe there's no butter on those Brussels. I don't know. But she does keep mayonnaise in her fridge, and it's not the light mayonnaise. Now, I have a classic song that I'm going to play, and then I've got a few more stories when I come back. And why this song is not an instant classic yet, why it's not played on the radio every day, I have no clue. But this has got to be my favorite song, I'm thinking, of all time. Right next to Freebird, really. Right next to Freebird.
One resident describes her horrifying experience when she first realized the complex was on fire.
I said, "Oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire." Then I ran out. I didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Jesus. I ran for my life. And then the smoke got me. I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that. I said, "Oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire." Oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire. For my life. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. I got bronchitis. I woke up to go get me a cold pop. Then I thought somebody was barbecue. Then I ran out. I didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Jesus. And then the smoke got me. I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. I'm running for my life. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. I got bronchitis.
According to the apartment manager, the fire started in a woman's home. She was treated for smoke inhalation at a local hospital.
I got bronchitis.
There were no other reports of injuries.
I said, "Oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire. It's a fire, it's a fire, it's a fire." Ain't nobody got time for that. 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 Running for my life. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. I got bronchitis.
In case you don't know me that well, I actually despise the song Freebird. I just absolutely hate it. Now, there are certain parts of Tennessee that I would never admit that in because I'll get beat up. But I mean, it's one of those, you could play it before you go to bed, and then by the time you wake up in the morning, it's still going. It's one of those it's excruciatingly long is what it is, and it drives me nuts. It drives me totally insane.
It's no longer a conspiracy theory. It's a conspiracy fact. The TSA is out on the streets. The FBI is spying on you. And you are in the crosshairs of the New World Order. Come listen to The Views Expressed with your host, Reverend Wayne S. Pierce. Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. Right here on Spreaker.com.
The free COO is on the air. Rock and roll! It's always a good idea to have a free COO in your pocket. And I'm not talking about the latest iPhone app. I'm talking about the free COO on Spreaker.com. Join Don, Francesco, and RC as they spreak the truth on what it takes to build and run your startup company. The free COO. Definitely cutting edge radio. The Chris Top Program.
Take it from the top.
Sometimes I think I push people a little too hard. It's because I want the best.
Life is good, I'm gone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will.
Okay, so do you need some time to prepare, or are you ready?
Take it from the top.
The Chris Top Program on Spreaker and PKN Radio.
Life is good, and I am gone. Yeah, yeah.
Hey guys, the Twitter is wide open. I have been tweeted by Glob. He says, "Oh, I got you this time, Waba." And feel free to send me as many Wabas as you'd like over the tweeter, over the Twitterverse. I think that's the trendy thing the kids are saying these days. Not really sure. Okay, now we've talked about Paula Deen. We've talked about drunken airplane pilots and passengers. Now, the Chinese, they're at it again. They're always trying to outdo us. The ER, the emergency room, it's not just for emergencies. It can also stand for, are you ready for this? I'm going to try to use my sexy Barry White voice. Erotic rooms, baby. How was that good? Was that good? I made my own nipples hard, I think, when I said that. But anyway, it could stand for the erotic room, dim lighting, soft music, sex aids in the bedside drawer, and porn on the flat screen. This is all in a Chinese hospital. And see, I always pictured China as like this really cold place, that you just don't want to go. But I mean, if their hospitals are fixed up like that, then that's kind of cool, I think. I mean, it's just what the doctor ordered, I think, for couples that are having difficulty conceiving a baby. Now, the Love Den at the hospital is what it's called in China. It costs $140 a night. It's a full-service sex-enabling facility with costumes available for role-playing. See, the only problem I could think of when you're involving costumes is, what if there's one that's maybe a nurse costume? I mean, things could get out of hand. Things could get confusing, I think, for a couple who's actually trying to have babies. I mean, if it's kind of dark, you see the nurse costume. I mean, you see what I'm getting at here. Now, I want you to picture this. Picture a stripper in a strip club. I mean, she's, being sexy doing her stripper dance thing. And she's, walking over to you, and the next thing you know, she falls off the stage. I mean, to me, it's funny to think about a naked woman falling off of a stage. Now, but she did get hurt. I mean, it kind of sounds like the opening of a joke, but I mean, it's really not funny. Now, there's an exotic dancer. She was at a club in Cleveland. She was in the middle of performing a lap dance when she actually tumbled. She tumbled over a railing, and she dropped 15 feet. That's a big fall. Now, I have to ask this question too. most strip clubs, and I'm assuming this because I've never been to one, most strip clubs are very dark. They're very dimly lit. And it's not like the girls wear slip-resistant shoes when they strip. Why in the hell would you have a 15-foot drop next to where these girls dance? How ridiculous is that? And again, I'm not stereotyping, but a lot of them do drugs. So they're not all the way there either. They may not even see this 15-foot drop. They don't have slip-resistant shoes on. And they might be all sweaty and stuff from dancing, so it's going to be slippery. They're going to fall every once in a while. They need to make these things safer. They need to at least, if they're going to fall 15 feet, if that's part of the show, they need to at least put padding down at the bottom, like those little mats we used to sleep on in kindergarten. That would be fine. But anyway, Lauren Block, 22, she's now in critical condition. She's got a severe head injury from the second floor fall at Christie's Cabaret. You guys need to send Christie's Cabaret a shame note. It's not a shame note because it's a strip club, but just take care of your strippers. I mean, if you're going to have strippers, don't have 50 or 15-foot ledges. It's ridiculous, unless you have the iPhone parachute app that's attached to each one of them. Now, according to the police report, Block tried to complete some sort of jump dance move. Some sort of stripper maneuver is what she's trying to do. And she accidentally went head first over the rail. Wow. See, strip clubs, they're just not safe anymore. And yes, Glob, I do have my stripper heels on for the show. Do you like my Barry White voice? She just fell right over the ledge head first. Her booty was up in the air and she fell down. Anyway, that's my Barry White voice. It's not too good. It's really not. But I think that's the show. I'm sorry we had some technical difficulties in the middle of the show today. But I do appreciate each and every one of you being here. And I'll tell you what, before we go, I'll do this. We're going to spread some Spreaker love. And what I mean by spreading Spreaker love is that if you do a show on Spreaker, make sure you type the word show into the chat, and make sure you follow these people at least once. If you like it, then that's great. If you don't like it, you don't have to listen anymore. But now is your chance. Spread that Spreaker love. Give them a listen. And I'm trying. See, I've got this music to play for it, but I'm just not prepared because, well, the show went down, and I'm trying to put it back up there because it's my official Spread the Spreaker love music, and I want to make sure I do this right. By gosh, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. There we go.
Just here to spread that love all around. Spread it around. Spread it around.
You know, I was just thinking, it wouldn't be so bad for the guy paying for the lap dance. I mean, as long as she finished at least 3/4 of it, because you pay them at the end. I'm assuming, because I've never been to a strip club, but she gives you the lap dance, then she falls 15 feet. I mean, are they going to chase you down and make you pay for it? Probably not. I mean, the most you're out's a couple of bucks, right? So, I mean, it may be a cheap way to get a lap dance, I'm thinking. But I appreciate each and every one of you for coming to the show today. I do not, nor will I ever take you for granted, because there are a million other things you could do, but you chose to listen to me. Until I broadcast again, please remember this. Life is good. Oh, an MVP? This is going out to the guys in the guild battle, and I know you're listening, MVP. I know you're listening. You're going to beat us, but I'm going to take down as many of you as I can before I go down. And see, those are big words for a guy playing a virtual video game on the internet. But anyway, until I broadcast again, life is good, and I'm gone. I'm really not gone. I'll be back in a second.
Take it from the top.
Is it over yet?
Completely over.
You have been exposed to the Chris Top program.
Yeah, okay, are we done? I really gotta get a life.
Take it from the top.
You know, Glob, you're not supposed to do fist bumps. And see, I never really end my show when I play the outro, and those of you that listen to the show, you know that. But our hands didn't evolve so we could fist bump, Glob. They evolved so we could actually punch each other in the face. So next time you go to, next time you go buy your marijuana, just after you exchange the money with the drug dealer, just punch him in the face. And that's perfectly fine, because that's why our hands have evolved the way they have. I'd like to welcome John Gonzalez to the chat. John, it's always good to see you, buddy. John's one of my good pals here on Spreaker. Now, if you're listening and you don't know who I'm talking to the voices in my head. If you'd ever like to join the voices in my head, all you have to do is go to Spreaker, sign up. It's fun, it's easy, it's free, and you can join me in the chat while I broadcast live. Now, all right, Kiss told me this. She said I should have talked about the picture because I was talking about the Chinese sex room that they have in the ER at the hospital. Why did they put it in the emergency room? Do they not have emergencies in China? Or do they not use it? Okay, well, this guy's almost dead. Just go ahead and just let him die. Just let him die. We're not going to use the emergency room because the emergency room's for the sex rooms now. Just, if somebody's close to death, just leave them outside at the curb. That's what we do now in China. So anyway, in the picture, there was a picture of the sex room. It had these two Chinese people. I'm assuming they were Chinese people. They could have been Americans using the Chinese sex room. I don't know. But there were two people behind this curtain thing around this round bed. What's that thing called? A canopy, thank you. They were behind it. You could kind of see their silhouettes, and it was kind of romantic looking until you looked down and you saw the penis slippers and the booby slippers. I guess they wore those on their feet. I'm assuming. I don't know if it was during intercourse or before or after intercourse that they wore the penis or booby slippers. But anyway, that's in China, and it'll cost you exactly $140 or $149 a night to wear the penis or booby slippers. Cooper Freak, a.k.a. Jen, it's good to see you. Better late than never. Now, I'm out of here. Until I broadcast again, please remember life is good, and I'm gone. Really, this time I'm gone.
Dorks of the world, unite. I was thinking it's time for a new promo. I need somebody really important within the walls of Spreaker. Someone who stands out. Maybe has a little pull. Oh, hey, Don.
You're listening to the King of All Dorks, broadcasting from his lavish studio apartment in Clarksville, Tennessee, with an ocean view. This is Don Landworth. Join us on the Chris Top program in the chat on Spreaker.com.
Oh, that was great, Don. But do you have any ideas on who I could get from Spreaker to help me do a promo? Somebody really important.
This is Donald Landworth, the free COO.
Hey, Don, are you okay?
Join me and my friends in the chat on the Chris Top program on Spreaker.com.
The Chris Top program burns more calories than setting a fat kid on fire.